Moving abroad can be an absolute nightmare. If this is your first time and you don't know what common mistakes to look out for, be prepared to lose months of your life and thousands of pounds of unexpected costs that you didn't take into consideration. In this video, I'm going to tell you 7 huge mistakes to look out for and what you can do to completely avoid them so you can use your time wisely and you can invest that money efficiently into your new move abroad. On top of that, I'm going to give you a bulletproof action plan that you can follow that will eliminate all the unknown mistakes that you might make. So let's get into mistake number 1. The last thing you want is to move to a completely new country, start getting settled in, only to lose your job a month later, or the business that you started didn't work. This is a very common, uncomfortable position a lot of expats find themselves in. A position where you have to make life-changing decisions under huge pressure that never ends well. You need to be able to survive without 3 to 5 months without any income as a worst case scenario. So make sure you are financially prepared and ready just in case. This will give you some space to breathe, and with a clear mind, you can make your next decision on what the next step is. You need that financial cushion to fall back on, which ties into the next mistake. It is good to be optimistic and positive about the move, but do not let it overpower you. This is a very easy trap to fall into and a very dangerous game to play. Thinking that it will only take a couple of months to get settled in and adjusted, that's best case scenario. What happens if you go there? You can't communicate with anyone, you can't make friends, the weather is unbearable, the culture is too different, or you lose your job and you can't find another one. There's a lot of factors to consider. Completely gambling on your move working out is crazy. You have to have backup plans for everything so that you are prepared for the worst case scenario. When that time comes, you are ready, you know exactly what needs to be done and the steps that you need to be taking. For example, if you lose your job, what will you do? Do you have another job waiting? Do you know the right people that will get you another job as soon as possible? Have you thought about if you can't settle in and end up hating the country, have you got a backup country that was on your list? And are you financially able to make that move? These are really important questions and plans you need to have in place, especially if you're moving with your family too. Being stuck in a completely different country with no options can be avoided. You just have to be proactive and ready. So mistake number 3, being born and raised in a particular country your whole life is something that becomes normal to you. It's a lifestyle and a culture you've unconsciously adapted to. A lot of people that move abroad have a really hard time settling down. They cut corners and just assume that everything is going to be fine. They're going to get settled in. And that is a recipe for disaster. Doing a little bit of research will go a long way. The more information you can gather, the easier your relocation will be. Some of the key things that you have to know is things like, what part of the country are you going to move to? What is the visa situation like? Are you and your family prepared for the slow or the fast-paced lifestyle of that country? Is your language even understood in that country? What are the school systems like? The healthcare, the transport? There are many other things, but knowing the fundamentals will really help you. The other small minor things you can just learn as you go. So mistake number 4, and this is a mistake that I personally made, and I paid literally a huge price for it. When you're abroad, you need to know that there is a high chance that your card is not accepted in the country, period. When I was living in Saudi, I could barely use my card in any shop. The first couple of times I've done my full grocery shop in well-established markets, went to pay for it at the till and nothing, completely rejected. And that is a very awkward and sticky situation I don't think you want to be in. And if somehow your card is accepted, be prepared to get charged crazy transaction fees for every transaction you tap your card on. Keep in mind that if you are using your card abroad and spending it, at any given moment, your card can get flagged and your bank can freeze it. Good luck trying to contact your bank and unfreezing it from a completely different country. But there is a great solution that will bypass all of this unneeded stress, and that is Revolut. For those of you that are unaware, in simple terms, it's just like an international online banking system. Speaking of finances, this brings us on to mistake number 5. Every country is different, and people automatically assume if the cost of living in that country is cheap, then the whole country in general is cheap. And that is far from the truth. If you're right in the capital, in the city, you will be paying an extra premium. In the main city, rent, activities, food can be up to 50% more compared to the cities that are an hour away. As a general rule of thumb, the further you are away from the city, the cheaper it typically is. But make sure you know exactly what you're getting yourself into first. Get a general feel and a general idea of the cost of living in your specific city that you're about to move to before you move there, and overestimate them prices too, so that you're not caught off guard and you're not dipping into savings unexpected. Once you've got a rough idea of what the prices and the cost of living is like, be proactive and start planning. Download the local app and start looking at prices for yourself. Explore how much it roughly costs for a house or a flat in a particular area, what the car market is like, how much they're going for, what type of car is it that you want. You can reach out to the locals and just get a general feel for it. Don't wait till you get to the country for a random agent to take advantage of your lack of experience and just extort. Being laser focused and knowing exactly how much things are and exactly what you want is going to make your relocation phase a walk in the park. Mistake number 7. There is a lot of things that need to be done before your move. Leaving everything to the absolute last month is going to absolutely drain you before you even make it to the other side. You need as much mental and physical strength as you possibly can to get things done on the other side. So don't overwhelm yourself. Start selling everything and make a list of everything that you need to buy for your new journey. Some of the key things that you need to consider are things like getting your international driving license, having a wardrobe that caters to the weather of your new country. How are you going to manage your finances? What about receiving your post or your paperwork? Have you got an address set up for everything to get redirected there? Don't be the person that's running around to the banks and doing the shopping at the very last minute. So how can we make this overwhelming process as easy and as simple as possible? Here are the 7 things that you need to ensure that your move is as effortless as possible. If you like going with the flow, winging it, and just living on the edge, you're just built different. But if you want a solid plan that keeps you on track so you don't waste your time and money on things that don't need to be prioritized, then this is for you. Get your visa and documents 100% secured. If you want to work in a country, make sure everything is legit. There is no moving abroad without this type of visa. Withdraw a good amount of cash to take with you. If you're buying a car or you need to pay a deposit for your rent, 95% of the time it's going to be in cash. Don't rely on getting to the country, starting up a new bank, transferring money into there, taking it out. It's going to take months and sometimes your money might freeze. Don't risk it. Number 3, get your new international bank app and your travel card sorted. This card will be accepted in almost every country. The exchange rates will be much better than the bureaus and the money exchange will offer you. No need to walk around with a ton of cash in your pockets either. Number 4, get familiar with where and what property you want to rent. Find out what their local app is, get on it, start networking, start getting a general feel for what it's like and how much they cost for yourself. If you want to use the agencies, they're much more convenient, but at the same time, they will charge you a premium and you have to find a good agency. If you don't, you're going to get played about and your time and money is going to be spent on nothing. Number 5, understand the transport system. Is traveling with public transport convenient for you and your family? If you're buying a car, is your license accepted there or does it need to be converted to the local license? Number 6, start selling everything and start buying your essentials. All the extra money that you'll get from things that you no longer need can be reinvested into new things for your new move. Number 7, get travel insurance until you get settled in. Imagine going to a complete different country and getting ill, not knowing the prices, where to go, whether they're good, whether they're bad. Once you become familiar with the country, then you can start sorting it out. But for now, cover your own back. If you're moving abroad and thinking about relocating to an Arab country, then you need to watch this video now to prepare yourself for the hard-hitting culture shock heading your way.